Welcome back to the Interact Post. Today, Article 9 will include us going over and discussing leaks related to Genshin. Once again, we do want to say that all of the info we have found you can find yourself. We are not beta testers and have no inside information whatsoever. We will be using various sources that everyone has access to though. Now with all that out of the way, on to the video. The first thing we do want to bring up and look at is looking at Genshin Impact, the 4.3 specific banners. Obviously, we've already had Navia and Ayaka on the first half with their respective weapons, and upcoming soon, actually, we're going to be putting out a Tapor Not Tapor video, and we kind of did switch our order. Usually we have a Tapor Not Tapor for actually specifically Raiden and Yoimiya we're going to be putting out, but we did want to put a little bit more time and effort into that video, so we're switching it with this video as the Interact Post. Plus there's been some good speculations that have kind of been going on and some things that we did want to talk about, so this is why kind of we are bringing this specific video out. And going into that, talking about how we're going to be probably getting Chevreuse alongside of Raiden and Yoimiya, and I think honestly comparing these two characters together, putting them on the same team with Chevreuse is pretty good, considering, you know, Raiden's skill on top of Yoimiya's pyro normals, creating the overload reaction with whatever Chevreuse can bring to the table. I think it's going to be a really fun team, maybe throwing a Viridescent character in there.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. And I think that's why maybe they put Chevreuse on this second half of this version, because like it would have been nice to have her in the first half for a lot of people, I'm sure, you know, wanting Navia and Chevreuse together, just, you know, ease of pulling and maybe not having to spend as many wishes. But at the same time, it does make sense with the synergy that Chevreuse would have with Raiden and Yoimiya versus not having really any synergy with Navia and Ayaka. So, and I am definitely excited about these upcoming banners because I really desperately want a copy of Chevreuse. So that is something to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly. I think these are just really, really great banners. This entire version has been really good. So besides looking at these banners though, we are going to be talking about the Lantern Rite, and that's upcoming as well. So keep your minds open as well about that. Also, it's a lot of primos. Usually they tend to give away a lot of stuff as well during this time period. So I'm sure they'll give us away a good 10 pull or whatever here and there. So once again, keep your eyes open for that, maybe some sort of rewards. And as we get closer, we'll make sure to get those rewards probably a little bit more when we actually, you know, get that actually figured out. But for right now, we see a few different things that we know for sure, at least most likely that we're getting, that we've seen constantly that we're going to get in the Lantern Rite time period, which the first thing is going to be a free Xingqiu skin. Now, I know a lot of people have been, I think Xingqiu is a very good 4-star, one of the originals that most people like to use nowadays, especially. A lot of people, I guess, at the beginning of the game weren't really using him, and now all of a sudden, him, Bennett, and, you know, characters like Noelle, and even Sucrose as well, a lot of people like to use them more consistently, official. So it's kind of cool that he's getting a skin so that maybe can bring a little bit more love and attention to a character that I know a lot of people like to use.
Yeah, for sure. And can I just say, it looks really classy, actually. I think they're kind of going for the more elegant look, which I guess makes sense. They did that with Ayaka's skin, too, kind of trying to bring out the theme of Fontaine, I would presume. So I do like the classy look, and I am excited to get a free skin for him, because I use Xingqiu all the time in a lot of my teams that I need Hydro application for.
Yeah, I really actually do like what they're doing with him. He does have that classy look, and it actually a little bit reminds me of some sort of, I guess maybe like a sword dancer of some sort, but I think specifically with like the suit type vibe that he brings out, I think a lot of the concert stuff that they've been doing, it's kind of cool to see them bringing a little bit more classical vibe to it, you know, or I guess more modern classical vibe to it. So that's kind of cool to look at the skin and see what they're doing there. But also during the Lantern Rite, besides just a free 4-star skin for Xingqiu, we're also going to be getting a free 4-star character. Now, I'm pretty sure this also happened on the last Lantern Rite. I believe I chose Yao Yao, I believe, when I just got, and then I think she came out literally a little later and I actually got some constellations for her. But something interesting about this free 4-star character is that it's going to be, I believe, all of the Liyue 4-stars, so you're going to be able to choose from Yanfei, Yunjin, Xinyan, Chongyun, Ningguang, Xingqiu, Beidou, Xiangling, Yao Yao, and I believe they're going to be bringing in Gaming as well. So if you don't know already who Gaming is going to be a 4-star Pyro Claymore user, and we think that at least he'll probably be a part of this as well, since last time Yao Yao was also a part of this. And so it kind of gives people who are either free to play and, you know, for instance, like you, Rift, who want to get the 4-star on the banner, this allows you not to have to spend your primos to actually do that.
For sure. And I just love these events, not just because I can get that new 4-star, but even in the perspective of new players, these got to be so cool just because a lot of new players obviously aren't going to have all of these 4-star characters. So getting to choose these characters and even maybe deciding who is the best one to choose, that's a whole nother topic for a video, really. But it's really fun to like get, oh wow, I just get to pick one of these characters. It's so exhilarating. So I'm excited for a lot of new players who get this opportunity, just like we had last year with Yao Yao. And I too, Vixen, I picked Yao Yao as well so that I could save wishes. And I didn't have to wish on Yao Yao when she came out available on the banner, I think with Baiju.
Yeah, this is, I think, really a great opportunity for, like you were saying, with new characters or new players, I should say, as well as some people that are just looking for 4 stars, and even people who just maybe want to try out a new character just in general. Once again, not only are we getting a free 4-star skin from Xingqiu, so a free Xingqiu skin, a free character, we're also going to be most likely getting a free skin in general that you can choose. Now, the first two skins that we can get are going to be Ganyu and Shenhe skins. So this is kind of a little bit of a combined speculation here, but Ganyu and Shenhe skins have been constantly been talked about for the past few weeks, and we now have the ability to actually probably say that there's going to be a skin like, choice thing where you can just get a free skin, which is really nice. It's very similar to the idea of like getting the free Lisa skin if you were during that event, but now you actually have the ability to choose which one, so you aren't forced into either one of the two new ones. You can get Catching skin, Ningguang skin, I believe any of the 4-star specific skins. Obviously you can't get Deluxe because that is a 5-star one,
Or like Klee and Ayaka maybe as well. I don't think they're going to win the selection.
And so if they are a part of the selection, cool. I'm not sure if they're only going to be allowing Liyue specific skins, because we are going to be in the Lantern Rite, so I believe that is just Ningguang and Catching. There may be more, but with Ganyu and Shenhe as well, so you may be able to only choose those 4. It may include all of them, but at this point we don't really know. But it is nice to know that if you have Ganyu or Shenhe, you can get their free 4-star skins as well. For me personally, I already have, for instance, like Barbara's skin and some of the other characters. I already have multiple different skins, but I really like Shenhe, and I don't have Ganyu, so that kind of helps me really for this selection to just straight up go for a Shenhe skin.
Yeah, this sounds like a great opportunity for you, whereas I don't have Ganyu or Shenhe. I'm not really looking to pull them anytime soon either. And as far as the skins go, I have Catchings, and that's probably the one I would have picked. But because I already have it, so I could probably go after Barbara's or Ningguang. So I have several options for myself, and I'll have to figure that out. But definitely sounds really cool. And maybe, I don't know, I imagine you mentioned Lisa's skin, but maybe Kaya's skin would be available here too, because I think that was event locked, I guess I could say. So maybe if you didn't pick that up, you can get that skin as well.
Right. Yeah, I don't know 110% if you can buy that right now, or if that's just forever gone. I haven't really gone to the shop to really check it out, considering I just have it. But at least for at least the other ones, you can go in the shop and grab them. So yeah, if he is locked behind a specific event, maybe even grabbing Kaya's if you didn't play that specific event a little while ago, it may be actually worth it to go grab a Kaya skin just for sake of just having it, kind of like different event weapons and whatnot. So looking beyond a lot of the stuff that we've gotten in the Lantern Rite specifically, now we're going to be taking a little bit of a turn, still during the Lantern Rite, but a little bit more broad, looking at the 4.4 banners. It's been pretty talked about a lot on which ones they were, and I thought it was pretty set in stone, and I'm going to bring up what we thought it was going to be that was pretty set in stone, and then what it most likely has actually changed to now. The first thing that we saw was Phase 1, or the first half of 4.4, is going to be Shanyun, or Cloud Retainer, and Zhao with the 4-star Gaming as one of the 4-stars on the banner. Then Phase 2, or the second half, is going to be Nahida and Yaemiko. This was really, really nice, I think, especially because Shanyun, Cloud Retainer, helps a lot of different characters with plunging attacks, so pairing her with Zhao I thought was very, very smart, seeing how they kind of put like Shenhe with Ganyu or Ayaka sometimes, as well as I think that's just really good. And then the 4-star in Gaming, he's a 4-star DPS that does plunging attacks as well, so having the 5-star that helps him is pretty smart as well. I thought that was a pretty smart idea on MiHoYo's part. And then the second half has an Archon in Nahida, so that's also a very good idea. And then pairing her with Yaemiko, who's a really good off-field electro applier, can do really well with someone to just make either really good quicken teams or, you know, just create those reactions a lot better with the Electro.
Yeah, for sure. But we have seen the change to actually being Xian Yun and Nahida. So the characters haven't changed. The characters have just been switched up. So instead of Xian Yun and Zhao in the first half, it's actually looking to be Xian Yun and Nahida, and then Yaimiko and Zhao. So maybe that, I don't know, messes up some plans for some people. I know you, Vixen, were looking forward to the weapon banner, actually, because you are an avid Zhao main and you love Zhao, but you wanted to pull for his weapon. And I know you're also getting Cloud Retainer or Xianyun and getting her weapon. So now at this point, I don't know, is it harder for you?
Well, that's the funny thing, actually. So I would totally say that for most characters and most people, actually, I was going to say to pull on that first half, especially if Zhao and Shan Yun were on the same side. If you have, you know, Zhao already, it wouldn't be stupid to really pull on Shan Yun and then pull on the weapon banner, because then you'll have one of the two weapons. The reason why I haven't really gotten Primordial Jadewing Spear is I've been just waiting to hopefully just let it just drop on a 5-star, just either losing a 50-50.
Right. Which is pretty smart.
But yeah, which I kind of hoped for, but the thing is also is I have an R5 deathmatch on him already, and that does really, really well. So I know this isn't a Zhao guide because whatever, but I think that's also a really good weapon on him. So that's why I haven't really decided and really desired to change him up. He's already on a really good crit ratio, but I think the switch up isn't really that bad if you actually think about it. You have an Archon still on the first half, and looking at the two, it's really not that difficult to really try to just go after these banners. The Yaimiko and Zhao one's a little bit now less worthy to pull on, but the first half is still really goated. I think a lot of people are going to want Nahida if they haven't gotten her on her last, her original banner and then on her reruns. So I think getting her here is actually a really, really smart idea on Mihoyo's part. And then the second half is a little bit less. It probably makes it a lot less necessary for most people to pull on the banner. But for me specifically, I have both Yaimiko and Zhao, so pulling on the weapon banner isn't going to really hurt me too much if I lose and don't get Primordial. But I think for most people, the first half is probably going to be more necessary, and this may even just force people to be like, you know what, I'm just going to wait for new characters instead of even pulling on 4.4 in general.
Right. I think it kind of solidifies maybe some people's plans, just like you were hinting at, to kind of just save and skip on these, which you can never go wrong saving, because characters, they're going to always have reruns, right? So you can't go wrong. So I definitely agree with you on that. But I do believe that's actually everything we have in this video. Was there anything else I'm missing, Vixen?
No, besides that, we have talked about, once again, the different banners, and we're looking at the Lantern Rite stuff. We were already going to be talking about the rest of what's going on, but we are going to be putting out that to pull not to pull video in the next few days on Raiden and Yoimiya, so make sure you guys are looking forward to that. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to try to just keep up with the content that we put out so you guys can get notified. But besides that, that's all we've got for today, so we'll see you in the next one.